Hello everybody, welcome back to UTalk TV Plus, and today we're on Vocabulary 3, last 5. This is intermediate level, and I'm just going to speak English to you guys. I know this video, Carlos was supposed to do it, but he is a little bit hoarse today, so I'm taking over for him. I'm taking over for him. To take over is sustituir, and also I'm filling in for him. To fill in. I know it's weird. How do you say raro? Weird. To fill in for somebody is sustituir. So I'm filling in for Carlos. I'm taking over for him. Estoy sustituyéndole because he's a little bit sick. So I'm gonna try to do my best. I'm just going to speak English here. I will be using the vocabulary track. Like, how do you say, okay, so this is tricky. How do you say puñetero? How do you say difícil? Tricky. So I'll be using that for vocabulary purposes, for pronunciation purposes, for linking purposes, all right? So when I want you guys to reflect on, how do you say reflexionar? Reflect on a new structure because of its pronunciation, linking, or meaning. How do you say significado? Meaning, I'll be using this vocabulary trick. I want you guys to leave a comment every time you are in doubt. So when in doubt, leave a comment. How do you say, ante la duda, deja un comentario. When in doubt, leave a comment. See, I'm saying leave, no live, because live would be vivir. Remember, according to the UTalk method, the short I doesn't exist. In other words, it does exist, but you make it sound like an E sound, live. And then la I, leave. Yeah, so leave a comment. I will be, guys, reflecting on the key letters of the UTalk method. According to the UTalk method, what are the key letters? R, L, short I, SH, and GJ sounds. Why? Because they're everywhere, especially, how do you say sobre todo? Especially the R and the L and the short I, they're everywhere. So I want you guys to reflect on it and to exaggerate those sounds. See? Paper, sister, they'll say, oh, that's too exaggerated. You're overdoing it. How do you say exagerando? Overdoing. You're overdoing it. But don't worry, guys. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You will even out those sounds. Los equilibraréis. You will even out those sounds with time. Okay, but I recommend you guys, strongly recommend you make an extra effort with those R, SH, L, short I, GJ sound. Then we have semi-key letters, which are TH, this, that, V, the S at the beginning of a word, like Spain. Then the T and D becomes a soft R, like let it be or work it out, you name it. All those, the H, then we'll skip the H's too, like talk to them, look at them. We'll work a lot of rhythm for linking, and then intonation with the hey, yes, no technique. Remember that? Yeah. Hey for affirmative. Hey, I like that. Or negative. No, I don't like that. Or question. Hey, do you like that? Hey, do you like that? So that's the hey, yes, no method. And for intonation purposes. All right. So let's get started. Let's 5. Okay. Según. According. Yes. According to the UTalk method. See, I've used that word several times before starting here. So, on purpose. How do you say a propósito? On purpose. So, according, there's a song that it's raining men, and it goes, according to our sources, it's going to rain men, something like that. I don't know now how it goes. But she says, according to our sources. De acuerdo con, o según nuestras fuentes, according to our sources, it's going to be raining men or something like that. But she says that. So check that out when next time you listen to the song, the singer uses that according According to our sources, na 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 na. I don't know what she says, but she says that. According. So according to the UTalk method, according, we have key letter R, according, key letter short I, according, semi-key letter D becomes a soft R. In Spanish, according, 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 que lo acorten, according to our sources, according to the UTalk method, according to the news, apparently, parece ser, how do you say parece ser? Apparently. Apparently it's going to rain tonight, you know, according to the weather forecast. The weather forecast, la predicción del tiempo, according to the news, according to, yes? All right, cool. Now, number 2, noticias, the news. Tengo buenas noticias. I have good news. Tengo una noticia, I have a piece of news. Because news is uncountable, yes? You know, yes. So, the news. Do you read the news? Yeah, I check out, how do you say, echar un vistazo, check out. I check out the news a couple of times a day. I take a look at the newspapers, I take a look at the online newspapers, you name it. How do you say etc.? You name it. Yeah, so you could say etc. too, but you name it sounds kind of cool. I want you guys to, you know, get used to using it. You know, acostumbraros a usar eso. Get used to using it. You name it instead of etc. It's pretty cool. All right, now, yeah, so according to the news, for example. Number 3, novela, novel. Do you guys like to read novels? I do, but I have a hard time. How do you say me cuesta? I have a hard time remaining focused. You know, like I start reading a novel and on and off. How do you say de vez en cuando? On and off. I just get distracted with my phone, I start thinking about something else. So it really needs to be something, a novel that is really catchy. How do you say pegadiza? Catchy, like, but catchy says too for a song, a really catchy song. So it needs to be a really attractive novel, not to get distracted. So novel. Instead of novels, I have a tendency to, how do you say tengo una tendencia? I have a tendency to read more of, you know, business books or public speaking books, or an author that I really like is John C. Maxwell. He's an American, he is I think he's a pastor or a preacher or something, but he's really good at public speaking. He's really good at leadership and business overall, in general. How do you say en general? Overall, o también en general. So John C. Maxwell, he's really good, and a lot of his books are also commented and read by him. So there are audiobooks, and it's not a third person reading it. It's just himself reading the same book. So it's pretty, yeah, I like him, you know, John C. Maxwell. So it's not novel, it's like more of a, you know, business books, public speaking books, leadership books. I really like it. Like him, yes, I like him. So novel, key letter L, vol, in semi-key letter V, novel. No novel, sino novel. Vo. Fijaros la L. No es navel, no, novel. Manuel, Miguel, Raquel, novel. Okay, novel. Novel. All right, you guys, you read novels? Do you guys read novels in English? My recommendation as far as reading in English is you guys go for best sellers such as Stephen King, John Crichton, Michael Crichton. What else? The Da Vinci Code, Dan Brown, he's really good too. What I like about these books is they're easy to understand. Second, they use a movie-like language. So they use a day-to-day language. So it's not so literary. It's like you read one of those books and it feels like you're watching a movie. They're based on reality, and it's Therefore, or all the dialogues and the narrator, it sounds like real and current English. So those are the reasons why. So it's not complicated. It's current English that you can use on a daily basis. And the most important part, and I didn't mention this, they are really catchy. So it's pegadizas. So they're really attractive. So I don't know if catchy would be the word here for a book. But they're attractive now. Attractive, like you get hooked on it. You cannot put those books down. And even though you don't understand all the words, but if you, as long as, how do you say con tal? As long as you understand the overall meaning, I recommend you keep going and read it. So bestsellers, they're not high quality literature maybe, but for your learning purposes, that's my best recommendation. Again, Stephen King, Dan Brown, you know, the Da Vinci Code and Demons and what is that? The second novel, Demons and Angels and Demons, Deception Point. I like it, okay? And so those kind of authors that you can find on airports, or they're really easy to find out. If not, you can find them on Amazon and read a little bit of the reviews that the people leave there, and you just go for it. That's my recommendation. Novels that are easy to understand and that are you can get hooked on them. Okay, you can get hooked on them. Enganchado, hooked on them. All right, pretty cool. Yes. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll give you my recommendations. I can even tell you what books I've read and what I recommend. I also wrote an article, and it's on Google. If you look it up. Los mejores libros para aprender inglés, or things like that. Autores para aprender inglés. You look it up on Google. Look it up. How do you say consultarlo? Look it up, and you'll find my article. Or if you can find it, let me know and I'll put it below this video. All right, cool. So number 4, capítulo, chapter. When talking about books, we refer as capítulos, chapter, but when talking about a TV show, how do you say una serie? A TV show or a series, normally we say an episode, okay? So a chapter, but an episode. If you, episode, see? No existe la I corta, it doesn't exist, episode. So, yeah, series. I also recommend you watch series. The one I like, it's How I Met Your Mother. It is pretty cool because, well, again, it's easy to understand. There's a lot of talking, because there's no point of you watching the Pink Panther or things like that. They don't talk much. So you want to go for TV shows that are a lot of talking, and that you can get a lot from them. They're easy to understand. This sounds pretty good because most of these sitcoms, these comedies are recorded in a studio, and so the sound is pretty good and it's easy to understand. Otherwise, you can always use subtitles. But How I Met Your Mother, it's a good one. Friends is a good one too. But anyways, as long as you like what you are watching, it doesn't matter. But watching TV shows and reading what do you call that? Bestsellers. It's my recommendation today. Anyways, capítulo, chapter, por un capítulo de una serie, of a series, as an episode. All right, very cool. Now, number 5, enlace. Oh, and by the way, the difference between chapter and episode, I learned that, I think it was my 2nd year in the US, and a close friend of mine, a colleague, she was my mentor too, and by the name Jane, and she would record, condicional, me grababa. She would record for me a lot of on videotape and video, a lot of the episodes for what do you call that? Yeah, Six in the City. And she would say, yes, Fran, it's not chapter, you need to say episode when referring to a TV show, okay? An episode. When talking about a book, then it's a chapter. But if you talk about a TV show, then it's going to be an episode. So that's when I learned that. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. All right. So we have enlace, a link. Echa un vistazo al enlace de abajo. Take a look at the link below. What do we have? A link. It's a key letter L and it's a key letter short I. Link, link, link. You need to link. Link, it's a noun, but also to link is unir. Link. And it's part of our pronunciation and fluency method to link the words. What are you talking about becomes what are you talking about. When linking, a lot of the letters change. So what are you talking about becomes what are you talking about. You know, last year becomes last year. And things like that happens constantly. So that's why it's so important. Link. By the way, how do you say the social networks for jobs? It's LinkedIn, as we say in Spain. So technically, in a native country, they would say LinkedIn, LinkedIn, lentejas, LinkedIn. Yeah, are you on LinkedIn? Yes, I saw your profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Isn't it funny? Oh my God, I should do a video on this. All right, now, so un enlace, a link, y enlazar es to link. Yes, te lo enlacé a tu página. I linked it to your page. So key letter L and short I, linked it. I linked it to your website. Very good. Un periodista es a journalist. June, July, check it. Journalist. Key letter J, journalist. Key letter L, journalist. Key letter short I, journalist. ¿Quieres ser un periodista? Do you want to be a journalist? Me hubiera gustado ser un periodista. I would have liked to be a journalist. Yeah, and that's true. When I finished my high school, I didn't really know what to do, but I felt like becoming a journalist. Me apetecía. I felt like it. Because apparently, how do you say parece ser? Apparently, my writing skills were pretty good. Even though my handwriting, mi caligrafía, my handwriting was awful. So most teachers, I'm positive, how do you say estoy seguro? I'm positive most teachers wouldn't even read my exams because they wouldn't understand my writing. Not even me. I was not able to understand my own writing. So, but even though my handwriting was pretty bad, but my writing skills were good, and apparently I was good at communicating. So they recommended a couple of them that I study to be a journalist. I didn't do it because, I don't know, I had to go far away from home. I was 18. I wasn't really the journalism, the degree on journalism. I didn't see the point on it because they taught you kind of a continuation of, it was continuing what I was doing in high school, you know, history and literature. It wasn't really practical oriented. So I decided not to do it. All right. But then I'm working a little bit on, and in a way, de alguna manera, in a way, I'm still working on communication, which is, you know, videos and books and so it's YouTube, so it's kind of related. But anyways, yeah, it was one of, I might have done it when I was younger. Anyways, periodista, journalist. All right, very good. And diario, a journal. All right, and a diary. A diary is like, you know, when you write every day before going to bed, especially when you're a kid. Have you ever done written a diary? I got started when I was a kid, but I might have done it like 2 or 3 chapters, or you know, just pages. So yes, a diary. Un diario de periódico, it'd be more of a paper, a newspaper. All right, now, anyways, diariamente, daily. You need to, do you go to the gym? Oh yes, I go to the gym daily. Now, how do you say un día sí, un día no? Every other day. Do you go to the gym daily, or do you go 2 times a week? Like, how often? You know what? ¿Sabes qué? Do you know what? I go to the gym every other day. Because otherwise, I have sore muscles the whole week. So every other day or daily, key letter L, daily. Number 9, extraordinario, extraordinary. Extraordinary. We have the R, key letter R, extraordinary, key letter E, extraordinary, key letter R, extraordinary. Oh, that was extraordinary. Outstanding is extraordinary. Repeat, extraordinary, extraordinary, extraordinary. That was extraordinary. That was outstanding. Outstanding, I like that word. Okay. Oh, extraordinarily. It was extraordinarily difficult. Oh, that's difficult too. Una farmacia, number 10, it's a pharmacy. A pharmacy, un farmacista is a pharmacist. You need to go to the pharmacy. It's pretty handy. That pharmacy is pretty handy. Plus, how do you say además? Plus, it's open 24/7 like a gas station, all right? So it is handy, viene a mano, and plus, además, plus, it's open most of the time. So, yes, pharmacy. Number 11, medicina, medicine. What do we have? Semi, key letter D, key letter short I, medicine, and key letter short I, medicine. No medicine, sino medicine. This is a song by Bon Jovi, and it goes, your love is a bad medicine. Bad medicine is what I need. Whoa, your love. Yeah, see, it says like that, right? Your love, tu amor es como una mala medicina. Mala medicina es lo que necesito. Oh my God. And yeah, he goes, your love is like bad medicine. Bad medicine is what I need. Ooh, what I need. If you're alive, if you always say what I need, then when you listen to Bon Jovi say what I need, it is more difficult for you to understand that. But if you learn how to say what I need, then when you listen to the song, you'll pick it up, you know, firsthand, de primera mano. You know, your love is a bad medicine. Bad medicine is what I need. Whoa, check it out. Something like that. You know, medicine, yes. All right, number 12, receta médica is a prescription. Yes, here's your prescription. Go to the pharmacy and they'll give you the tablets, okay, the pastillas, the pills. All right, so prescription, key letter R, key letter short I, prescription, key letter SH, prescription, situation, complication, aggravation, prescription. Repeat, prescription. All right, good job. All right, 13, recoger algo a alguien is to pick up. ¿Me puede recoger a las 9? Could you please pick me up at 9? Okay, te recogeré mañana. All right, I'll pick you up tomorrow. Pick, short I, pick you up tomorrow. All right. If you drop it, si se te cae, if you drop it, recógelo, pick it up. Key letter, short I, semi key letter T, pick it up. Yes, pick it up. Or to pick someone up. Similar to this one, oh, pick up is also acelerar. Pick up the speed. Pick up. Also, pick up is ligar, okay? So, intentar conquistar una chica, all right? So, pick up. Yes. Are you going out tonight? Oh, yes. So, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to pick up some girls? Pick up. You know, a pickup artist is un artista de ligue, a pickup artist. And also, to pick up on is como darse cuenta de algo, especially when talking about accents and languages. So, he's from Canada. Oh man, I didn't pick up on that. Pick up on that. Oh yes, I picked up on it when he said about instead of about. So apparently, parece ser, the only difference, the really subtle, how do you say sutil, subtle, between Canadian and American English, it's instead of saying about, they say about, or that out sound, they say out. So, oh yeah, I hadn't picked up on it until he said about. Then I picked up on it. So pick up on that. Oh yes, I'm from Spain. Most people pick up on that right away. Yes. Also, to pick is elegir. Pick. Pick one. Elige. Pick one. Pick. And picky es como alguien que es muy exigente, demanding. She's really picky. Picky. To pick. Yes, picking on me. He was picking on me. Se estaba metiendo conmigo. But it's negative, okay? So you could say, oh, okay, I was just teasing you. Teasing you is not so bad, you know, chinchar un poquito. But picking on somebody is like when you're a little bit bad to someone, you know? Oh, yeah, he was, oh, man, he's picking on me. He's calling me names. Me está insultando. He's calling me names, or he's mentioning my spots, mis granos, okay? Anyways, on my freckles, mis pecas. So he's picking on me. Pick on. That I learned when I was teaching my students in Chicago, and on and off. How do you say de vez en cuando? On and off. One of the girls would come up of me, would come up to me, se me acercaba. And se me acercaban and they said, oh, Michael's picking on me, and he's saying this and that, so picking on. And I thought, oh, she's crying, so picking on is like, se está metiendo conmigo, in a really negative way. Number 14, centro comercial is a mall. Mall, it's very popular in the US. Go to the mall. I'm gonna go to the mall. It's a big place where you can go shop, and you have different kind of shops and stores, and the mall. Key letter L, mall. Nada de mal o mall, sino mall, sino mall. All right, mall. Yes, I'm going to the mall. Alrededor, más o menos, around. How many people were there? Well, there were about or around 24, 25 people. Around. We tend to abuse more or less in Spanish, because we use it in Spanish all the time, you know, más o menos 30 personas, más o menos las 7, te gustó, más o menos. But in English we use you can use more or less. But for estimations, you'd say, oh, it's a, how many people were there? Well, around 20 people. What time is it? It's nearly 8, you know, or did you like it? You could say more or less, but it's more natural to say kind of. Oh, kind of. Es más o menos difícil. It's more or less difficult. You could say it's kind of difficult. So anyways, around, key letter R, around, okay? Yes, around, it's a good one. For example, to get around to it. I like this word because, oh, did you finish that? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get around to it. No he tenido la ocasión. I didn't get around to it. I will do it when I get around to it. I didn't get around to finishing it. I didn't get around to it, so therefore I didn't get around to finishing it. I didn't get around to working on it, you know? So to get around. All right, so ir de mochilero is backpacking. It's backpacking. When you do, normally if you do backpacking, sometimes if you don't have a car or a bike, then you do hitchhiking, autostop, hitchhiking. Yes, and then you stay at not a hotel, but at a hostel, key letter L, hostel. ¿Dónde te alojas? Where are you staying? Quedarse, stay. Are you going to stay? Where are you staying? Have a nice day. Que tengas una buena estancia. Have a nice day. Stay. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Please have a nice day and sleep tight and yes. So to alojarse, to stay. I want you to stay. Are you going to stay? Come on, quédate, stick around. How do you say quedarse? Stay, but you can also say to stick around. Stick around, don't go away. Stick around. Yeah, stick, key letter short I, stick, around, key letter R, around, stick around. Number 19, un tiempo, a while, key letter L, a while. You're gonna stay here for a while? Yes, I'm gonna stay here for a couple of weeks. So stick around. I'm gonna be here for a couple of days. So I'm gonna stick around for a couple of days. I'm gonna be here for a while. Yes. While. I'll see you in a while. It's going to take me a while. Me va a costar un rato. It's going to take me a while. How long is it going to take you? It's going to take me a while. Yes, a whale is una ballena. A whale, a while. Yeah, I saw the whale for a while. I saw the whale for a while. Yes, good job. Una tienda de campaña. 20 is a tent. A tent. Do you like tents, guys? I like them. They look good, but I'm not really good at sleeping. I have a hard time sleeping in somewhere else, like in a different place, like my house or my bed. So if I have to sleep in a different bed, it's not, I have a hard time. Not to mention if I had to sleep on a tent, it's like you can rest, but it's difficult for me to rest properly, you know, in a tent. Yeah, it's very good. 21, folleto is a brochure. Do you like this brochure? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's yeah, it's really has a really well designed and design. It has the main points. Yeah, I like the brochure. Good job. All right. 22. Lo más probable. 22. Most likely. Most likely. I like this word and I learned it. It was my second year in the US, and we changed apartments, and in the new place we needed the internet. We needed an internet connection. It was back in 2002. Let's see. Yeah, it was 2002, and there was already Wi-Fi at home, so it was the beginning of it. So a guy came to our apartment to install it, and he was setting up the router, the Wi-Fi router, Wi-Fi router, router, and he was setting it up, and somebody called them and called them, and he was talking on the phone. And they said, oh, so are you coming? I guess they were saying, are you coming to the party tonight? And he said, oh, most likely yes. Most likely yes. I said, well, that's interesting. Most likely. It sounds like really native speaker, like, you know. Because I would have said, oh, yes, I might go, or maybe I'll go. And he said, most likely yes. Most likely yes. And I thought, oh man, I'm gonna take it down. Déjame apuntarlo. It sounds so cool. And I've been using that always since I learned it. And I knew it was right because I heard it from a real thing, you know, from a native speaker. So yes, most likely. So are you going out tonight? Yes, most likely yes. It's not 100% sure, but most likely I will. Yes, 23. Durante una noche. Bueno, durante una noche, más bien es de la noche a la mañana, overnight. That's not something that happens overnight. Learning a foreign language is not something you can do overnight. It takes a while. You need to get used to it. You need to practice. You need to be consistent and persistent and persevering. And I'm telling you, how do you say, insisto, I'm telling you, it's not something that happens overnight. De la noche a la mañana, overnight. Okay, now 24, buceo, scuba diving. Okay, how do you like scuba diving, guys? Have you ever done scuba diving? I've never done it, but apparently, how do you say parece ser? Okay, apparently, I've said it many times today. Apparently, it's a quite unique experience, scuba diving. Yes, and it's dangerous because apparently I'm saying it, I'm overusing it. It looks like it is dangerous because the lower you go, you need to go little by little lower. You need to, just go down little by little because your lungs, tus pulmones, need a little bit of adaptation to the water pressure. So you need to go down little by little, like a few centimeters every minute. And at first, you can't go really low because if there is an emergency and you have to go up quickly, you can have an accident. Because apparently, let's say you're doing scuba diving and you're 10 meters below the water level, and then you have to go up quickly, you can have an injury in your lungs because of the pressure difference in pressure. And so, in other words, you need to go down little by little, and you need to go up little by little by different stages, so your lungs are getting used to going down and going back up. But if you have an emergency, you need to know how to react, not to go up like 10 meters up in just one shot, de una tirada. All right, so that's why it's supposed to be dangerous. And that's why when you're starting to do scuba diving, you just can't go down 1 meter, or even not even that, just like half a meter or something like that. And get used to it, and then little by little go down, and also whatever happens to you, you need to try to go back up little by little, because otherwise it can be really dangerous for your lungs. You know, scuba diving, I didn't know that, somebody told me. But yeah, it's supposed to be really relaxing and beautiful what you see, and yeah, who knows, maybe one day I'll give it a try, give it a shot, scuba diving. And the number 25, the last one, and if you do scuba diving sometime and you do swimming, chances are you're going to need some goggles, those glasses that are protecting you from the water. Goggles are also used for if you're welding, or if you're a mechanic and you're doing something that can be dangerous, like even light, very strong light, little pieces of metal can go to your eyes. So you use those kind of protective glasses, and they're called goggles. Google the brand, it's kind of inspired on that. Google, you know, those glasses. So goggles, key letter L, goggles, all right? So anyways, 25, so that's pretty much all, you guys. List 5, vocabulary 3, it's the end of this list. I've given you guys a lot of variations, a lot of sentences, a lot of pronunciation tracks, a lot of repetitions, I've used the vocabulary track quite a few times. Please, if you have any questions, leave a comment and specify minute and second if possible, minute and second. So I'll get back to you and I'll give you more information. I'll watch that minute and second again, and I'll be able to give you a more accurate, how do you say preciso? Accurate information. If you guys mention the minute and second where you guys want me to give you more info on it. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and I hope you're having fun with this course. I hope you're learning a lot, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye-bye.